Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima. Welcome back to Let's Play Gundam Breaker 3. Last time we finished off Chapter 4, and we got a few new things out of it, and explained them all. This time we're going to be going through Chapter 5 and finishing the story. Except not really, because this is absolutely not where the story ends, but we'll get to that. But there's something important I need to talk to you about first. Normally I like to go to the effort of introducing a brand new build when a new chapter comes up, right? But something has forced my hand into getting the entirety of Chapter 5 recorded on the same day. My memory card died in my Vita that I used to hold my Gundam Breaker 3 save. Thank God I was keeping my save backed up, but I had a whole new build planned out and everything. New parts, new EX actions, new option abilities, but then my memory card died in the worst way possible. I've never seen anything like it. It crashed the Vita, and then when I rebooted, all of my save data was gone for all of the games I had on my Vita at the time, including Gundam Breaker 3, and I could not get the memory card to format whatsoever. So I had to put in a new card, format it, and get my most recent save data, which thankfully was at the arse end of Chapter 4. Thank God for that. So, we're going to have to be going through Chapter 5, because I'm currently working off a card that I'm like 90% sure is still broken, but not as broken as the other ones. So, I did take the time to change out our weapons and upgrade our parts a little bit, so we're not going to be completely useless. We're going to be checking out the Twin Blade and the Long Rifle for the entirety of Chapter 5. Unfortunately, I did also take the time to unlock some EX actions for them, but yeah, just lost the save file, lost all the effort I put into that. So we're not going to have those EX actions. Instead, we're going to be working off the double rifle and the what was it? The bloody Lance actions that we had before. And I will also point out that we have actually put some elemental damage onto these. We've got Dissolve on the melee weapon, and we've got Prominence on the ranged weapon. So we'll get to see how those work. With that said, let's just go pick the next mission and hop straight in. You might recall that Misa and Roboto were missing from the last chapter. They're back. Also worth noting that we were like right on the cusp of getting a new SD Gundam model, but again, lost the save data. So, we're just gonna have to hop straight in and hope for the best. It's entirely possible this might crash mid-recording, and if it does, that would be really, really bad for me. Skip the launch sequence as always. This notably isn't a very interesting level except for the dialogue that plays out between Roboto and Misa at the very beginning, and I'll shut up and let you listen to that. And that's it. That's the entirety of the discussion we get since these two have come back at the end of Chapter 4. So, alright. So I guess we'll just move on to beating the crap out of the enemies with our new weapons. These are the Twin Blades. They are flashy and they are ridiculous, but they're still pretty fun. You also might notice the effect that's going on the enemies there. That's the poison damage. There will be more of this to show you later, but unfortunately I cannot guarantee anything. Because, again, the memory card that I was hosting my original save game on died, and now I'm on one that I can't guarantee will hold the save game. I'm thinking the plan for this is basically going to have to be... we're going to have to swap to the alternate universe game that I've had going on. Now, notably, I already recorded a video with that game. That video might not actually come out now, because it'll be made entirely redundant by the fact that we'll be swapping to it. And therefore, we'll actually be playing the newer missions in a higher difficulty, because why not? I've got it unlocked. Might as well. That guy skipped leg day. But yeah, we'll be swapping to the alternate universe game because let's just say I don't trust this card to hold on to the capabilities of... I don't trust this card to hold my save game so that I can actually get this Let's Play done. It's not something I wanted to do. I wanted to stick with the normal difficulty build right up until the end of the game, but I just don't think it's going to be possible. And it's really annoying because this isn't a slim Vita I'm recording this on. This is a fat Vita. And I don't want to go pulling my other 2 Vitas out of storage just because I don't have a memory card. I do have a memory card that is new in the box, but even then I can't trust that one since I haven't used it yet. And I want to be sure that this Let's Play gets done. So the best solution for everything here is to do the rest of the Let's Play on the alternate universe once we finished episode 5 here. At the very least, they'll let me show off new type and extreme difficulty in a little bit more than just one standalone video. With that said, I do apologize for those of you who were wanting the consistency going on there. That does mean we'll be able to show off more parts though. So honestly, I do think that is a decent result. At least at the end of the day. All things considered. With that said, let's get back to talking about the game. So I already talked about the Trident and how it's ridiculous, but we also have a long rifle. Long rifles have piss-weak regular shots. At least this one does anyway. But charge up the shot, and it does 35k damage a hit. It's usually enough to knock out most regular dudes in 2 to 3 shots. And as you can see, he got lit on fire there. Thank you, prominence damage. It is also worth noting, though, that, again, due to the fact that I didn't take the time to unlock the EX actions for all of the weapons in question that we've got now, we're actually using the EX actions from the other weapons. Since we have them unlocked by having increased their proficiency, it doesn't actually change much about the skills themselves. It does actually still use the same animations. Although notably when you're using something for something like a double rifle, it doesn't change the fact that you're not holding 2 rifles, so it kind of looks like you're just sticking your hand out and doing something with it, which is funny. But from a gameplay point of view, it doesn't really change much of anything. Although it does look a bit weird sometimes to be just stabbing this guy with a trident instead of the lance. Or using certain sets of attacks and abilities for certain weapons, but it's still nice to be able to do, because it still feeds into the entire idea of being able to build your own gunpla. Do it the way you want to no one else. Which I always appreciate. Also really good for stagger meters, the charge shots are. Look at that, half gone in one shot. And just lightning spear the bastard. He gets his buff. Nothing too out of the ordinary. I think we've already passed the requirement for points that we needed here. Also notably, it does really fucking hurt shields. Really good for those little shits who just won't stop blocking you. For the purpose of getting those EX skills unlocked, I actually ended up playing this mission on, like, casual difficulty. And it's impressive, just the amount of difference it makes. It's still not a particularly hard game in the grand scheme of things. But it still makes things just that little bit easier. That background is still sick. Come at me, bros. I even had a new bloody burst action set up. But nah, we're still stuck with the freaking Moonlight Butterfly. I really did not want to be stuck with it, but again, this is why the Vita failed. The memory cards were shit. I mean, there were more reasons than that, but the memory cards really were the big problem. Although it's bloody weird, because there's a lot of other things that went to the failure of the Vita as well. And the one that really pissed me off is shit that Nintendo did that Sony didn't. Like, for example, how on the 3DS, if you lost your 3DS, you lost all the digitally purchased games on it because they didn't have a proper digital game system yet. And as a result, people ended up thinking the Vita did the same thing because Nintendo did it. The amount of times I saw on the Vita subreddit, hey, if I lose my Vita, will I lose all my digitally purchased games? And everyone would always have to be like, no, of course not. That's just a Nintendo thing because Nintendo are fucking stupid. And that wasn't an isolated incident, I promise you. I remember that question coming up at least half a dozen times. Most frustrating thing about being a Vita owner, if I'm being honest with you. People also thought the Vita was region locked because the 3DS was. Again, I don't know why. Just because Nintendo did it. And of course, Nintendo keeps getting praised for certain things. Or just like not criticized for them. Like the Switch's battery life being garbage. This is a fat Vita, right? So, I've had this Vita for years. It's a really good Vita. I'm going to be sad to let it go once I'm out of actual memory cards to use it with, because getting an SD2 Vita on this thing won't help when the actual memory cards can't actually, like, fix the damn thing. But the battery life on this thing is still an hour or better higher than the original Switch model when that launched. And yet, the Vita got way more flack for it in the press, in the just general gaming circles, than the Switch ever did. Don't know fucking why. Same thing with region locking. Like, the 3DS was region locked, but nobody gave a shit. Not entirely sure why. Thank God the Vita wasn't region locked, because half of its good games are fucking in the other region. You can't get Gundam Breaker 3 in the US or EU stores, at least it couldn't. Knowing the way Sony's been treating the Vita recently, the stores will probably be dead by the time this video comes out. But yeah, just not great. Not a great situation overall. Notably, today is also the day where Steam didn't so much announce as much as got leaked that they are working on their own portable, akin to the GPD Win, the Aya Neo. There was a couple of other ones. I'm not going to say the Smack Z because the Smack Z never existed. It absolutely never existed. It was a scam. Or at the very least, there were people who were so bloody incompetent that it might as well have been a scam the whole way through. And to be honest with you, I'm really looking forward to it. I really want to see what Valve does with that idea. The Steam controller. Really good idea. Not a fan of it personally, but they still support it to this day, and I'd love to see some of those tricks put into something else. The Steam Link got kind of not so much outclassed, but outpriced by a bunch of other things. Like just free software streaming solutions. But that is still apparently a really good piece of hardware. The Valve Index is the best VR headset on the market. And Steam machines were honestly just a bad idea, but I mean, Valve's track record when it comes to the actual hardware has been great, and I really want to see where they take the idea of a portable console, even if it is just like just a simple, relatively generic machine that lets you play Steam games. I really want to see where they go with that. Even with Linux gaming, which has apparently been really improving recently. In part, thanks to Steam. Thanks to Proton. Who knows, maybe it'll be the next big portable that I can recommend. God knows I wouldn't recommend people a Switch if they're even remotely serious about playing games that aren't Nintendo. This has just turned into basically an anti-Nintendo rant. I grew up on bloody Nintendo, and I'm still annoyed at how the Switch came out. And not to mention the 3DS too. I have a 3DS in the cupboard. In fact, I think I have two. But it just doesn't mean it isn't shit sometimes, man. I only bought the 3DS to make sure that my when my DSi XL stopped working, I'd still have a way to play all my DS games. But my DSi XL is still working. Don't know how or why. You figured it'd be dead by now, but no. My original DS though, man, that thing was a tank. It took a full-on, like, 6-foot drop onto a tiled surface, then a 3-foot drop onto a concrete surface to finally kill that thing. And even then, it still worked for Game Boy Advance games, just not DS ones. It must have just hit something really specific to kill the DS slot. That bloody thing was great. I miss that to this day. Just the shape of it, the feel of it, the weight of it was absolutely perfect. The DS Lite felt like a toy. The DSi was just a bit too, like, faux business for my personal tastes. It was still a good machine. I still appreciate all the improvements that thing made to the DS. That's why I've still got a DSi XL. But I just gotta say, man, it's just a bit of a disappointment. Man, everybody's skipping bloody leg day these days. It's all shoulders. Everybody loves their shoulders. Definitely a bit of Gundam age going on with this one. I'm just going to use this new EX action, which is just a really weak machine gun, actually. Let's just fire a long rifle shot into him. Long rifle shots are really good when you just need to disengage for a little bit. Let your health come back. Reassess the situation. Because you can be firing off these intensely powerful shots while you wait for all that to happen, and it's great. Still doesn't beat some of my personal favorite weapons, but I mean, it's a good all-rounder. If you're not sure what to go with a long rifle. It won't do you bad. I'm having a little trouble hitting this guy. I just wanted to get away from the fucking wall. Hang on, box down here. I honestly don't know why I'm even bothering. I'm probably going to stick with the same build all the way through Chapter 5, and then the save game will be put to rest in my PlayStation Plus save cloud. When you're in awakening mode like this, with your giant improved weapon that glows red, you feel like fucking Darth Maul, and it's great. Come here. It just makes me wish that you could customize the colors of the blades, though. It's like the one thing you can't customize. All the weapons, if they have like beams, if they're like beam sabers or beam Narchinatas or what have you, they're stuck with the color that they come with. I would love to put it on like a sort of pale yellow, like Plo Koon from the prequel trilogy, and not Rey from the sequel trilogy, because fuck the sequel trilogy. I would absolutely have all my beam sabers be like just that yellow. And then just have like a bunch of option equipment that are all beam sabers, and just I pull out another one and it's yellow. Favorite track in the game going on in the background right there. The choir, man. The choir gets me every time. Yep, here come the damage whores. The nice thing about the elemental damage is that it gives you a lot of bonus damage. Especially when you start getting into the higher difficulties, which we'll see when we move over to the other save game. But it's like, Jesus. You put on enough of that damage and you start hitting like a fucking truck. I also did mention that there's well, I didn't say specifically that there was a way to specifically change what sort of damage your weapon has. That was a lie, but it's not something that's actually come up in the Let's Play yet. So if you want to deal one particular kind of elemental damage, you do have the ability to put it on any weapon you like. It'll just take you a bit to get there. It's also worth noting that increasing the strength of your melee and ranged weapons also increases the strength of your EX attacks. So you absolutely should be making use of your EX attacks, just because, well, yeah, you'll still hit like a truck with them. I do appreciate how if you're using a NT body, you'll go into the equivalent of destroy mode or what have you when your awakening turns on. Yes, this is a thing you can do with the guy himself. It's great. Also worth noting that due to the way I record this... Oh look, a yellow part. Unicorn Gundam Gold. Ain't that something? Shame I won't be able to use it. I'll probably take some time in between the halves of recording this entire chapter to fiddle with the build a bit, but yeah. 70,000 points. That should be more than enough to clear the way to the next set of missions. Curious. What are that? Oh yeah, we got our new things here for our long rifle and our twin blade, our new EX actions. We'll go swap them out. And yeah, EX action learned from the SDS squad because we filled up his thing. I just want to see what the body of the Unicorn Gundam has for it. Nothing I'd call terrible. Actually, a fair few useful ones there. With that said, we're just going to move straight on to the next one, because if my Vita crashes again and I lose my save data again, I'm not going to be able to recover it from it this time. Alright, mission 2. Which is actually going to be, yeah, 3 of these. Because great! What's our requirement? 120,000 points! Admittedly, that's a really tough ask, even at this point in the game. Like, there's very little in the way of missions like this sort of score requirement. So let's just go straight for the World Tournament Qualifiers 2. Which is going to put us back in space. With that said, it looks like I'm going to be doing all my future Let's Play recording on a Vita that's not going to just instantly die sometimes. And the thing is, I was thinking about doing a second Let's Play. And now that I've had the relatively stressful situation of having to swap to the other Vita anyway, I think I'm actually going to do it on the other Vita as well, instead of using my physical copy of this game, because it's going to be unmetal. At least I'm pretty sure it's going to be unmetal. Because I haven't had the opportunity to play through it since I did my video on it. This is like a month after that video came out. And I want the opportunity to play through it. I want the opportunity to see what all the choices are. Maybe see if I can find some more of the secrets. And God knows when it's actually going to come out, like, to the public. In terms of, like, the actual non-Vita version. Because everyone's still waiting for it on, like, Steam and shit. Probably going to end up buying it on Steam. But yeah, there's the next LP that we're going to be doing. It's going to be unmetal, and it's going to be great. Give me that base jabber. What a bloody health for a base jabber, 1 million? Considering that I haven't even hit like 600,000 health yet. Trust me, you can go way higher than that. Wait until you see my build in my alternate universe game. It's at like 3 million right now, 3.2 million, and that's not even as high as you can go because it's not taking full advantage of the ability that lets you increase your armor ability that lets you increase your durability. So, yeah. And even then, one EX attack is still enough to kill you. It's ridiculous. Am I going to be sucked off? Don't take that out of context. Don't take that out of context. Do not take that out of context. Jesus Christ, Mary Joseph. Already had the bloody dishonorable battle come out. Talking about hitting women. And now we got this shit. Yes, the Uwashi Akatsuki. Actually, one of the very first models I ever built. Because it's got that really cool gold shine going on that they had available on the HGs. I actually bought a Hyaku Shiki thinking it'd be the same way because it's like the same sort of stuff. But nope, it's actually just plain old yellow. There's a couple of kits like that that kind of have that problem where they're just like really boring shades. They're not like the actual shade they're meant to be. But the weirdest one to me personally, excuse me, is the, I believe it's the Master Grade Destiny Gundam. It's a weird shade of green. Like, sick green, as in vomit green. It's bloody bizarre. I don't know if it's a problem with the plastic or something, but no, it is actually like how it's mass-produced. It's mass-produced with like this off-green color that makes it look like someone's been sick on it and hasn't properly cleaned it. And it just looks really bad. I don't know what the deal is with that one, because like, most of the other models that have like different colors and on them and what have you have been fine. And as far as I'm aware, the Destiny Gundam isn't supposed to be off-green. It's supposed to be white, like a lot of the other, like a lot of all the other like mainline Gundams, all the protagonist Gundams, if you will. Sorry, I got something stuck in my throat. But yeah, it's just weird. Couldn't tell you why that's a thing. There is another one too. It's the Rosen Zulu. Again, massive pain in the ass to fight in something like Gundam Extreme Versus. And when you put it together, it's brown? On like most of it, where it's supposed to be like purple. I don't know if they were just like trying to cheap out on the parts or what have you. What? What happened there? I got sucked off, but of course I did. Yes, Misa, you pwn them. You pwn them as much as you want, dearie. You're lying if I said I didn't miss that. Oh, hello! Oh, God! Oh, dear! No, let's finish that before it crashes the game. Holy shit, what was that? Getting all the bugs. Alright, back on the base jabber. Although I'm pretty sure that this is the end of it. Yeah. Don't even get to keep the base jabber. What a shame. Now, you might be wondering why I didn't swap to a multi-screen here. It's gonna be because as I said before, this is a really tough ask in terms of like just the ace points that you need, so you might actually need to play more than one of these missions. I said this is going to be the last multi-screen in the entirety of the Let's Play, but again, just that memory card going corrupted, it's really thrown off my funk. I'm not gonna lie. It absolutely just threw me for a loop I wasn't expecting to have today. I picked it up thinking, oh, I'll do one half of Chapter 5 today, I'll do the other half in like a week or something, and it'll be fine. Nope, that did not happen. Good God, that did not happen. Twin Rad, come back here. Stop running me over, you little bitch. Nope, I've just blown it up. Oh well. I just realized I forgot to swap out the EX actions. Well, I'm fucking dumb. I said really threw me off my funk and I meant it. Go me. Maybe, hopefully, this will unlock like the second set of EX actions for these weapons, and maybe it won't make me look like an absolute tosser? Maybe? Hey! There's my favorite. I don't know what it is about crossbones, but I really like the crossbones. I just think the design is just so cool. Just the axe coming off the back, the bloody... It's not a machete. There is a particular name for that kind of, like, bloody pirate sword. Cutlass! That's it! It's like a cutlass. Yeah, I just really like crossbones, man. I've got, like, P-Bandai kits of 2 different versions of the Crossbone X1, the Crossbone X2, and the Crossbone X3, and I haven't taken them out of their boxes yet, because I'm worried that when I try and put them together, I'm going to end up breaking them, because I haven't put together a Gundam model in several months. I tried taking out an Astray Red frame recently to put that together, and I forgot to put the eye sticker on. So that's number 3 that doesn't have an eye sticker. And it's just kind of been sitting on my bedside table as a sign of shame ever since. Tell you what's another sign of shame, this bloody Let's Play. Oh hey, another Twin Rad. You come back here, please. No, I'm still gonna take you for... Get close to me, damn it. Thank you. Oh, it's only got 16,000 health. Yep, there it goes. Oh, how unfortunate. Gonna need to do your best beam or something today. Just something to get me out of this funk. If you get what reference I just made, you get a cookie. Well, we're at 60k points, so I might be wrong about this. I'm just gonna go get that crate. You guys take care of that, alright? Let's do something I never do. Just hit that guy in particular. Fuck that guy in particular. It's funny that they added, like, so in-depth mechanics to, like, order the AI guys around. But you never need to use them. They just balance the game well enough around the AI and the idea of, like, They balance the AI well enough so that it generally knows what it needs to be doing. And the missions just don't really require that precise positioning. Positioning! Holy crap! What a Let's Play episode. This is such a failure. In every sense. More? Probably some reds. Nope, we're being sucked in. Nope, just regular old dudes. Remember, I'm not locked in here with them. They're locked in here with me. Now here comes the players. That was a Turn X Gundam on the left, but with like the Age 2 shoulders. Man, these designs get weird. When things get weird, so do I. Man, I've had really good luck with popping off the burst action at exactly the right moment. I'm usually really bad at it, mainly thanks to how the game handles input lag and what have you. But today's been going great. No, I'm just kind of going through everything, mate. Anything else I can talk about? I'm just glancing around my room. My office, I should say. Nothing particularly comes to mind. Again, it's just because it's another one of these, like, sets of missions. So there's just not much to talk about, like, story-wise. There's a couple of, like, really big reveals that I want to do, like, a user poll on, for those people who haven't played Gundam Breaker 3, because when it turned out the big bad, when you find out who the big bad is, and, like, what their motivations are, it made me laugh out loud, just because of how, like, unexpected it was. So I feel like I'm gonna have to do like just a thing, being like, hey, what do you think the big bad's motivations are, and see how many people get it right. I doubt more than 50 people will answer the poll. Hell, I doubt there'll be less than that. Well, I should say I doubt there'll be like 20 or so. Yay, critical damage. kind of disappointed, actually, just because I was actually able to get through this set of missions on, like, on just the benefits of this one in my alternate universe game. But my alternate universe game was going so well by that point. That was just a foregone conclusion. Yep, we've been sucked in. God, you gotta love Pearson shots. Also, I do believe we still have one of the gold abilities on this gun that lets it do a blast wave of damage whenever it hits an enemy. So it's got splash damage and penetration. Either way, it hits hard and I like that. So you can just fire off like individual shots here like that, but admittedly you do actually have a really big magazine for individual shots like that, but they just don't hit very hard, so there's really no point. Also, it's very likely that any sort of like staggered or just generally regular Moog is just going to get knocked flat on their ass. It's great. Of course, you can increase how likely that is to happen through abilities. The long rifles just tend to be good at it anyway, because they just start out good at that sort of thing. It makes them fun. Whoa! Hi, hello! That was some timing. Just, yeah, spawn it right in front of me, so I just get this weird graphical fuck off on my screen that makes me think my Vita's crashed. Thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate it. Most of the boxes there and you can open it though. Although it'd be better if this was like Gundam Breaker 1 or 2, where those were heals. Or at least they were effective heals. Alright, time for Blue's Gundam Review Hour, and holy hell, he's fat. This is what they call the morbidly obese Gundam, and he's got a Stargazer backpack. What does the other one look like? Oh, it's got the, it's got the whip, but it's like the ball on the chain. What Gundam was it that used that? I think that's like one of Amuro's, like, melee weapons? For the RX-78 for this game? Yeah, that's a weapon you can wield. That's the whip. I don't think we've actually used any whips in this Let's Play yet. Gonna have to get a whip out. Oh, no. Here's another thing that can be taken out of context. Going to have to equip a whip for another episode of the Let's Play. Yeah, whips are actually pretty good if you prefer crowd control, because they do a lot of crowd control damage. Actually, no, that's a lie. We actually did do a whip, didn't we? In, like, episode 2 or 3? Chapter 2 or 3, I should say. I can't remember which one. But yeah, that's one of the whips you can get, and it's kind of neat. Now we've got this guy with the cannon on his arm that looks like the bloody Mega Buster. He's got the GP02A shield. And he's got a fat head. Probably one of the few Gundams that actually looks really fucking funny. if you have it as like a launch animation, because the thing goes down and it's just like all you can see is just the very top of the head and maybe the Zaku eye, and it's just like camera, I'm up, I'm down here, hello. Like that cliche where it's like the short person is just underneath the counter. It's something, alright, is what it is. Hopefully this should be the last area, but it does look like that we are not going to get to 120k points, which is unfortunate. It would make things a hell of a lot faster. I also kind of wanted to avoid doing a multi-screen because, seriously, like, these videos haven't actually gone out yet, but the videos that I rendered, there's one in Chapter 4 called the Chapter 4 Multi-Screen Madness, because that video with its, like, multiple multi-screens took something like 10 hours to render. I'm not even kidding. It was ridiculously long, which is the reason why I don't plan on re-rendering it, which is the reason why the Patreon names are going to be all wrong for this. And I really do apologize for that, but seriously, 10 hours? I tried doing it through software rendering. I'm using hardware rendering, and on software rendering, it's even slower. I don't even know what changed. It used to be fine at doing multi-screens like that. There is also the alternative of rendering down the multi-screens into their different resolutions and into like 540p or what have you. But that would just result in them being encoded one more time than they need to, and encoding already kills like any sort of quality that's going on. So it's like, you really don't want to do that. Oh hey, Gundam Double X's? Yes! I actually got it right for once. Not gonna say that the Gundam Double X is obscure exactly, but it's more obscure than fucking unicorns and Barbatossers and just the ones that everybody knows. Also, they just did a massive amount of damage to me, which is not great. Gonna save my awakening for ow. Gonna save my awakening for when we need to kill one that's just gotten its buff up. The Double X's have that special backpack. That special backpack, if you watched the EX episode on the first Gundam Breaker, you'll know that that backpack has the satellite cannon. It's not as powerful in this game as it is in Gundam Breaker 1. But it's still an absolutely massive beam fucking cannon that can just wipe the floor with anything that gets in its way. Almost a shame that it's not super powerful. I could see like some benefit to kind of being like Gundam Breaker 1, where it's like some parts are inherently stronger. But then you just lose out on the customizability aspect of all of it, so I do think Gundam Breaker 3 is better because of that. As I'm pretty sure I've already said at least a couple of times in this Let's Play. But I'm out of talking topics. Who knows, maybe we will get 120k and I can go do the last mission and then just stick the other two on the end as like, as another thing entirely. Which would be nice. Still get to hold my promise of having the multi-screen madness. Can you tell I do most of this on the fly? The real trick to earning the ace points is to get all the parts out and to get a, get all the parts out, then get a ground break. That gets you the absolute most points. See? Ton of points just off that alone. However, I don't think we're going to be able to earn 20,000 off the Double X. If I had a good build going, it might actually be possible. Just wail on him, but nah. Job done. We got the double X backpack. We can do the satellite cannon. I'll save it. I'll save it for the next one. I'll save it for the second half of the chapter. Just to give us a good send-off, I suppose. The twin satellite cannon would actually be really useful against the final boss. I will not say who the final boss is, but if you're familiar with Gundam, you could probably guess. What'll be faster? I think we're going to go with Battle Royale, just because it'll be the faster one. And we'll swap out RSD Gundam for the Versal Knight. I believe that's the one that we unlocked for beating Chapter 4. I believe he's also the one I have sitting on my shelf right now. Yeah, look at him. Badass Knight. Alright, let's go. Double rifles are capable of extremely fast firing speeds. Yes, they are. Especially when you get two shotguns. Then they're just like eternal jugglers. I do like that tip though. You can paint your gunpla, but painting it red won't make it go 3 times faster. Hell, it won't even make it go 1.3 times faster. Good reference. Obvious reference, but a good reference nonetheless. Yeah, we're back here again. And again, I forget to put the fucking EX actions on. You know what? Screw that. We're going back and putting them on. Actually, that brings up a question. I don't remember if I actually did this before, but if I retire halfway through a mission when I've got the points I need to get through to the final mission, do the ace points still count? No, they don't count. You have to finish the mission. Alright, let's just go for something with a bit of a different atmosphere instead. Let's go for Transient Lands. It's going to be Core Assault, but it's Core Assault. Hell, it might even be quicker. I honestly don't remember. It's been so long since I've actually properly played these missions. Thankfully, our turrets are still here. Still have to get back on them. Also of note, really big shield. Not going to be able to see where I'm shooting. Bit of a Is this a 00 squad? A lot of the parts seem that way. I'm just so disappointed that you don't get to, like, defend more than one wave. It'd be great for grinding parts out. Can't forget. Well, you can definitely say we've got the EX points we need. Where the hell is he? Gotta give him credit, he's a fast mofo. There we go, you couldn't avoid it forever. Yep, 11,000 points. Oh, great. We're back here again. So much for trying to have a different theme going on. At least we get to play around with our new EX abilities. Stinger shot. It's a railgun. And a twirly blade. It's a shame. I actually even had like a new shield weapon planned for this episode as well. But it was an actual melee attack and not like a ranged attack like all the other ones we've seen so far. But again, I lost it. Fuck that memory card, man. Yeah, we got the, I believe that's the 00 Razor. I could be wrong. Kind of hard to tell. And now we've got Warrior Zaku's? No, it's a Kiara Doga. Gundam names are weird, man. Not only does that railgun shot recharge really fast, it's got a good probability of taking parts off. I imagine the upgraded one will be like maximum. It'll be like you'll just take one off every single time. That would be great. I gotta tell you, man, that the spinny thing is kind of hard to aim. You gotta be pretty damn close. Players. Oh, no, we get to just move straight on. Okay. Yeah, right, it is Core Assault. That would explain it. Yeah, we're just right back here. Is it going to be the same team from last time? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it's the same team. What's that effect going on in the background there? Oh, it's the bullet! Oh, the bullet got into the shot. Apparently that doesn't get removed. Sweet. So yeah, just stop that bullet right in the middle of that. That is some good fucking timing. Totally not re-recording this video. Because some neat shit has been happening. I just got ripped the fuck apart. Thank you, iField, for keeping me alive. Fall. And lightning thrust. Look how many things he's got sticking off the side of his Gundam. He's gonna need like 6 arms to make use of all of that. Almost too bad you can't make a Goro Gundam. That'd be fucking cool. No more Mr. Nice Guy, you say. I'm gonna take you out, you say. We're close to... Oh, we are close to victory. That's not him saying that. Yes, you will. You just lost. This is gonna be one of the ones where I need to beat him twice. Nope, not this one. It's probably the next one. I know what I'll do. Ooh, that would be the Shiranui. Yes! But yeah, I know what I'll do. I'll probably just, I'll do the multi-screen, but I'll do it over the back of this. I'll just have it like off in the corner or something. That'll be the way to go about it, I think. Oh, I even got a good pair of double sabers. That's probably going to be the weapon I'll be using in the last section of the LP. I still wish the double sabers were their Gundam Breaker 1 equivalents. But I still like a good pair of double sabers. looks like a bloody plasma rifle he was holding there. Definitely not, but I'm just saying, it kind of does. The outline of it looked like one. Just juggle him until he dies. Don't be so rude. Yes! Counts as a ground break. Lovely. That neon blue is actually a pretty sweet effect, not gonna lie. Alright, final core, that probably means we'll be going up against 2 waves of people. There's almost always 3 waves. Was their entrance just completely blocked by their core? Ha! Poor bastards. Poor bastards. Absolute pathetic miss on my part there. Let's get rid of those last two turret, that last turret, I should say. Yep, and here they come again, probably in greater numbers. Yep, we've got 4 of the sons of bitches to deal with now. Just really taking advantage of that. The core not being able to go above it there. Totally not taking advantage of the bloody Ego. Oh, that poor ass railgun. $80,000 ace points? Yeah, too easy. Killing Shot and Twist Mixer. Cool. We'll make some good use out of them when we go for our final mission, at least of this recording. Is there a cutscene here? I think there is. No, there's not. We just move straight on to the next one. My mistake. Let's get those new EX actions on before we go do the next mission, though. So we've got the Killing Shot and the Twist Mixer. Alright. We'll see how they go. Hardcore. Mission 5. Their situation. Whatever the hell that means. Trying to remember if this is the one with the specific boss fight in it or not. It might be? Brain, no work. No work brain right now. There's a reason why I call my Gumpler dumb. Because I model it after myself. Wait a minute, is this one of the ones where I can get a Twin Rider? It's over here in the corner, isn't it? Yay! Mega Rider, sorry, not the... Goodbye. Hainu! Hainu is high through with how much I just beat the crap out of him. God, you just love to see the shower of hearts, don't you? Damn, if only it was the backpack that we got. It's always cool when they come in with the same design. Got the same weakness to Mega Rider and its massive bloody cannon. Did he even hit the ground there? I just juggled that boy to death. Okay, so the Twist Mixer is a tornado. That's sick. Killing Shot. Woohoo! It's basically just the railgun but more powerful. I approve. And they all regenerate really quickly too. Good stuff. Hell of a trap going on there. Oh god, I do not remember what this one's called. Oh, it's the Strike Rogue. ISWP, whatever the IWSP. That was a big sword. He looked like he was having trouble holding it. The Providence Gundam. So I think that's what this one was. I can't even see the name. It's the Legend Gundam? Really? I thought it was the Prominence. Must have something screwed up in my head there. For those of you who haven't been paying too much attention to the gunpla of the AI players, Misa's Gundam actually changed between chapters 3 and 5. I believe this might give her a new attack or two to pull off in the middle of the fight, but it doesn't really improve her survivability. At least in comparison to pre-chapter 5. Just to break up the monotony a little bit. Neat little bit of info. Back to your scheduled silence. Hello, Beastie. Yeah, this is not the boss fight I remember being here. But it certainly still is one. Look at this bloody thing. I'm pretty sure this is a Unicorn Gundam 3 Phoenix. And since he's got 2 beam sabers, he's got a couple extra tricks up his sleeve. Thankfully, I got the same old trick up my sleeve. Stay the fuck back. Shoot him from range. And don't get too close. I'm pretty sure I just said the same thing 3 times. I'm tired. I'm crazy to think that I'm going to get 2 episodes of this done today. Thankfully, with our long rifle, this is actually going to get done relatively quickly by the looks of it. This is going to suck. Roboto appears to have fallen behind. I think we can handle this on our own. At least Misa knows how to get around a bloody few corners. Nice of her to stick around, I guess. Well, off come the wings. Good shot, Misa. You're always looking bad for your bloody one-armed Phoenix. Down you go. Yep, one of the longer missions in the game. Because this is splitting apart the 2 halves of Chapter 5. And finally... So yeah, that just kind of comes out of nowhere. I don't think there's any hinting to virus. Also, I'm pretty sure they just gave you a hint to more of the story there. Pretty sure it just takes a while to load this bit. Come on. There we go. But we also get Will on our side. Unfortunately, despite the fact that he thoroughly floored us earlier, he's about as useful as the rest of the AI in this game, which means not much. we're starting to approach children's card games level of importance to the world here. Certainly something. Keyword being something. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Virus actually comes back up later. Which is good, because this is the first time he ever appears. This is the first time we ever hear his bloody name. And basically we just beat the shit out of him. It's just odd, I gotta say. Can we not just stab Will in the back and win?
次に会うときは遠慮なく攻撃していい。言われなくてももう助けない。この調子で次も頑張ろう。
See, look, he even shows up on the side of the screen there, even though he didn't really do anything. What a little shit, right? Parts. Plastic. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Do we get a cutscene here? I don't remember, honestly. No. Okay, so for you, this will be the end of the episode, but for me, I've got one more mission to go and record before I can go get the second half done. So, for now, this has been Blue Maxima. I'll see you all next time.